Hi guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. I'm Huss, and I am joined by my mate Jordan in this very hot day we have out here. And we thought we'd do a stream for you guys and discuss all things FPL. We did a draft for you guys maybe about 2 weeks ago when the game officially launched. We quickly did a draft and we showed you what we're feeling. But obviously, it's a long time since then, and we've changed our minds on a lot of players. And we thought, you know what, let's do an updated draft because I look back at my previous draft and I think I'm not too happy with what I picked. So new ideas and yeah, I just think we have a different draft. But before we get to any teams, got to ask you, Jordan, how is everything?
Everything's, I'll say it's getting there. Especially from this heat, it has been unbearably agonizing through today. I can't imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow, but yeah, I'm good. I'm doing good though. Still, hope you're doing it right as well, and
Yeah,
everyone
not
else as well
bad.
in this heat.
35 degrees still where I am. So yeah, it's not great. But yeah, let's move on to the video. And while we're here, we've got a couple comments coming in from Bazman. Cash or Trippier for game week 1 or 2, or even Botman. What do you think? I've got 5 million. And Never Give Up FPL also says, looking forward to see your draft. Most curious about the midfield. Yep, shout out to you, Never Give Up FPL. We always appreciate the support, mate.
Yeah,
And we will get onto both our teams. So we've got Ibrahim Ali as well here on the chat. Says comment. Thank you for the comment. But yeah, do you want to go first, Jordan? And let's do your team first this time.
yeah, we can do that.
All right, let's bring up your team. Is this the team I'm bringing up? Is that your previous team, or is it the team you're going with?
It's the current team I'm going with, but I can show what the team was before, if that helps.
All right, I'll bring up the team now and just speak us through any changes in your team and what you're thinking. So let's bring up your team now. So yeah, just talk us through from goalkeeper down to attack.
Okay, so if you saw the last draft or the first draft that we'd done for my team, for the goalkeepers, I did have Raya originally. That hasn't changed. But my secondary goalkeeper, that has changed, even though it doesn't really matter for the second goalkeeper, but it is the Fulham goalkeeper priced at 4 mil. And that's the only changes I've made in the goalkeeping positions so far. In the defence, there is only one change I made, and that is Vestergaard. He was originally another player. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Johnny.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
going to
yeah,
say
Johnny.
it was Johnny. Yeah,
Mm.
it was Johnny I had in the first draft, but I have opted to Vestergaard, who is 4 mil. I think Johnny was 4.5, so I've sort of let some of the budget go
Yep.
and moved it into what I'm about to explain to you now, which is the midfield. So you might have seen in the first draft, I did have Kulusevski in the midfield with Salah, Luis Diaz, and Neto. But now I've brought back in Saka, who is 8 million, and also Andreas, the Fulham.
Oh, the Fulham midfielder you got in there.
Yeah. So there's the two changes I've made in the midfield there. So the midfield will consist of Saka, Salah, Luis Diaz, and Neto, and then Andreas will be on the bench as an option. And this is probably the more interesting part of the team. If we move on to the forwards now, we have a new forward who is Jesus.
So sorry, before we move on to your forward line, you know your midfield, has it stayed the same from your previous draft? Is it just Andreas that has changed?
It's Andreas and Saka who have changed because Saka was originally Kulusevski.
Oh, okay. So we got to speak about that. You've gone from Kulusevski. Was he priced at 7.5? Was he 8 million?
He was also 8 million, but I couldn't fit Kulusevski in with Andreas in the team because obviously Johnny being 4.5, it wasn't possible to get a 4.5 midfielder in the team. But
Okay,
because I've added Vestergaard in, it's released at 0.5 mil to upgrade a 4 million midfielder to Andreas, who is 4.5.
okay. So you've gone Kulusevski to Saka. Is
Yeah,
Kulusevski is he 7? He's also 8 million, isn't he?
he's also 8 mil,
Yeah.
but it was it was just a natural change just from watching how the friendlies have been going for Arsenal, seeing how they've been
Okay.
playing. It's sort of that kind of a decision making I made there.
Also, can you go back to the pick team so I can see how your bench would look if you was to move back to
Yeah.
the pick team section, just to see how you're lining up. So you're lining up in a 4-4-2. We will talk about the formation because what made you go with 4-4-2?
Well, I kind of had second thoughts about having five at the back because having five defenders at the back did uh, cause the midfield and forward to have less of an attractive feel to it. Because with Johnny being the fifth defender in the team and having five at the back, it was hard to get another forward
What's
up
on your
front.
bench at the moment? Who have you got on the bench? If I just see,
Let me
if you
just zoom
scroll
out
down,
for that. So
you've
that
got
is
Vestergaard, Greenwood, and Andreas. So yeah, Vestergaard obviously he's not always guaranteed to play, I don't think. But I like the 4-4-2. I am actually, how everyone was saying, five at the back could be the way to go. I'm actually leaning towards maybe a 4-4-2. I like it. So just talk us through, the midfield. How come you've gone? Why do you like the two 8 million midfielders?
the reason why I like the 2 8 midfielders is because, as we know, how many 8 million midfielders there are. I could easily switch Saka and Luis Diaz to, let's say, a Mason Mount, a Kulusevski, or another 8 million midfielder like Madison, for example, depending on how
Mm.
the fixture swings occur during the season. So it gives me that extra flexibility to change two players around if I want to in the midfield, rather than before where I only had really Kulusevski and Luis Diaz. Obviously, it's the same like before, but because of the budget, how it worked out, I would only have one forward in the original draft, who was Haaland. I could not fit Jesus in as my second forward, so that also is the reason why I opted for a 4-4-2 as well, because I wanted more of a forward threat in my team rather than just having Haaland, because we don't know how Haaland will start the season off. For one, we're not saying he's not going to have a good start, but it's always nice to have another forward up front, as there is more players with more opportunities up front, like Jesus. As we've seen, if people have been watching friendly matches, how Jesus has been playing football, he's been banging in goals like it's I don't know, like it's been very easy for him. I know it's a friendly and it's a different environment to what the Premier League matches will be like, but it is a good sign and it's a good thing to look at as
Mm.
well. There's a lot of hype for Gabriel Jesus, and I didn't realize how much his ownership was
Yeah, it's quite high
until I
now.
saw it. Yeah, it's gone really high. I think those friendly matches that Arsenal have upped his ownership because people have liked what they've seen of him.
Yeah. Um, we've got a comment here as well from Never Give Up FPL. Says he says Jordan, he likes the two 8 million midfielders picks. He thinks it gives flexibility and Kulisevski out is a good choice. So he agrees with you there.
Thank you.
Sam also says he's got two 8 million mids. He's got Diaz and Mount, who was Saka till yesterday, and a lot of people do like the 4-4-2. I've got another comment here from Sherwin, which I was going to ask you about. Is are you still happy with Perisic, and what's your thoughts on Perisic? Because I've actually got a bit of cold feet on Perisic, and I'm actually considering taking him out of my actual own team, which we will come on to later on.
Um,
What's your thoughts?
With Perisic, my thoughts haven't really changed for him, to be honest. I don't know if there's any news about Perisic at all that might affect his starting in the season, but at the moment, currently, it hasn't
Mm.
really swayed me to remove Perisic from the team. I still think Conte will give Perisic a lot of game time in matches, and I think he's still a good FPL pick. His ownership isn't as high as other players are in defence, like Cancelo and Trent. So I'd rather pick someone also in defence who isn't highly owned too, just to give that extra flexibility. Because if I pick all template players in my team, then it's going to be hard to gain ranks as well. So there's that to consider too, going for differentials and hopefully gems like Perisic maybe.
Yeah. Also, what I was going to say before we do move the stream on, guys, can you please drop a like on the video? If you've just joined, please drop a like and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're very close to 400 subs, so if we can get to 400, that would be very, very good. But yeah, guys, drop a like on the stream if you're enjoying the content. We've got a comment here from FPL Phillips. Hi, lads, enjoying the discussion. I know you've discussed Vestergaard, but what is it that makes Jordan go with him over Nico Williams, for example? Do you want to take that one, Jordan?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's not really a reason for me to go for him because obviously this is my second draft. I'm still playing with the team. I know Vestergaard doesn't really play many matches like last season. He only played like I think 20 matches for Leicester, and he wasn't really a pick for the team. But the only thing that attracted me was he was 4 mil. I think honestly, I just picked a 4 million defender who.
Yeah, you probably not looked into too many 4 point because obviously Nico Williams is the other. He's quite a popular pick, isn't he? He's just newly transferred to Nottingham Forest. Maybe do you prefer Leicester's defense over Nottingham? But the thing with the Nico Williams, obviously, we expect him to start pretty much every game. So if you do want to get a guaranteed starter, there, I guess I do agree with Phillips as well. Nico is a good example. Is a good question. It's just maybe the Leicester fixtures. Do you prefer them over? Because if you bring up the Leicester fixtures, what are they saying? Got is it Brighton at game week 1?
Yeah, they're not very good fixtures for.
I don't think it's too bad. It starts with Brentford, Arsenal, Southampton, Chelsea, and then Man United. So
yeah, it's a mixture.
Yeah, and also there is a worry if he's going to start because I don't think he will.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ibrahim, for the sub.
I was surprised that his ownership was 11.5 though. I did notice that, which was a bit weird. It's more than Nico Williams, I think.
I actually haven't seen. I'm assuming Nico Williams is ownership is quite high because he's the most nailed 4 million defender I think in the game that he's going to play most games.
I honestly must have missed Nico Williams when I was doing that draft. But
I mean, never give up FPL with another comment here. It says Zinchenko goes to Arsenal. He's setting my team. 110% can be a bargain in my opinion. I definitely agree with this comment here. I think Zinchenko it could be a great signing for Arsenal if it goes through. And what is he 5 million, isn't he, Zinchenko? So that could be a very good bargain at that 5 million bracket if he does go to Arsenal. Got another comment here from David Hamill. Is 4-4-2 really more flexible than 5-3-2 and so many more quality options for 5 to 6 million defenders than midfielders?
Yes.
I think 5-3-2 could be flexible, but the thing is with 5-3-2, I think obviously we're going to put most of your money in defense. So if you want to go to, let's say, another 8 million midfielder, you'll have to maybe take a hit where it was 2 transfers rather than if you have 4-4-2, it's not as many transfers to get to a player that you want. So yeah, that's what I do think about that. I think both could be flexible. I think the 4-4-2 probably is a slightly more flexible just because the money's spread out a bit more. So most of your money isn't in defense, if that makes sense. But I agree. Let us know, David, what you're going for. Are you going for a 4-4-2 or are you going for a 5-3-2? It will be interesting to see what you go with. But the other talking point, obviously, Jordan, you've gone Jesus and Haaland. It seems like a very popular choice now, having both of them up front. I think I've seen a few teams that do have both included now. What is your thoughts on going with both of them?
I think it is necessary to go with both, just in case. Let's say Haaland doesn't do well in his first match against West Ham, for example. With many fantasy drafts with only Haaland in it, it
Mm,
doesn't look good having just one forward when I look at him, because it just
okay.
feels empty when there's so many forward options as well now compared
Mm.
to last season. I do think we're missing another forward to fit next to Haaland, and I do think Jesus is the one that fits that spot. I don't see any other forward as an option to go next to Haaland at all at
Well,
the
he's
moment.
well, Jesus is priced at 8 million, so it is quite a good price, I'd say, for him for a starter. You expect him to play most games for Arsenal, and other than injury, he's going to play pretty much every Premier League game. So I do get
Yeah,
why there is a lot of hype surrounding Jesus. I know he's done pretty decent in preseason as well, and I do expect Jesus to have a good season. So he's coming in my team as well, probably. So yeah, that's on the double attack. So I do like it. Also got a comment from Ibrahim, says Saka v Mount. Do you want to answer that? Why do you
uh,
prefer to go Saka as he's in your team over
yeah.
a Mason Mount?
I do. I think Saka's more nailed than Mount is, because if you think now, Sterling has now signed for Chelsea,
Mm,
also, so Tuchel is going to add more rotation to players like Mount. As we have seen previously in the season, Mount didn't always start, and it was a surprise to many FPL owners who had Mount in the team that he was benched in some games that we thought he was going to start in. So it is a bit of a doubt for Mount whether he's going to play uh, a lot of matches. Well, obviously he will play a lot of matches and minutes, but it just, you don't know with
mm,
Tuchel if he's going to play this match, for example, or that match, because there's so many options now.
yeah,
And adding Raheem Sterling now to the mix has sort of persuaded me to go with Saka instead for the
yeah.
moment.
Also regarding the Saka Mount debate, I've seen a few comments as well for Saka v Mount. Um, my opinion is the fixtures. We've got to talk about it. You bring up Arsenal's fixtures if you can for me very quickly.
Okay.
Um, so you look at Arsenal's fixtures, they've got Palace, Leicester, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Villa. So they've got some of the best fixtures for an attacking player. So I just think you have to have at least one Arsenal attacker. I know people are going to have Jesus, but I think Saka as well, very good pick because of the fixtures. In the first 6 games, they have Man United away, and other than that, the rest is pretty good. A lot of green fixtures for Saka and Arsenal. So yeah, that's why I prefer Saka over Mount at the start. Maybe Mount becomes a better option going forward, and also the thing with Mason Mount, he does have a lot of away games. I know Chelsea have a few away games to start the season with, so I do prefer the Arsenal attack just because I think they've got really good fixtures. Um, a lot of Trippier shouts in the chat. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts on Trippier? I mean, we've discussed this on the previous stream. We're just not sure we'd want to go with the Newcastle defense to start with. What about you?
I mean, I have been tempted to fit a Newcastle defender in like Trippier or even Bruno Gomes in the midfield, but I don't know. I think it's that Nottingham Forest home fixture which Newcastle have is too attractive. I think it's a sort of a trap, because Newcastle's fixtures at the beginning are not really the best ones, other than the Nottingham Forest one and the other two, because they're up against two top five teams in the first five fixtures. So it's not really a team you want to be targeting at the start of the season. You want to be targeting more teams that have better fixtures, and it's, I would say I'll bring in Newcastle players later on, and when their fixtures get more easier for them. But still, despite that though, Trippier is not a bad option to go for.
Yeah.
Let's say for a fifth midfielder, because Nottingham Forest home in the first game, it could be a good return for Trippier or whoever you bring in for Newcastle.
Hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean. I personally don't want to start with Newcastle just because I don't like their fixtures that much. I know they've got Nottingham on day one, which it looks good, but then I know they play Liverpool and City as well quite early on. So I just think there's better option in defense. So yeah, regarding that, I just think there's more options for me anyway at that price. There's Perisic, there's Zinchenko if he goes to Arsenal. So I just think I don't know if I want to have a Newcastle defender personally. Got some comments here coming in. From Never Give Up says, I guess we need to know who's on penalties for Arsenal as well. Yeah, that's true. Obviously, I think he's talking about Jesus and Saka. I think Jesus probably will be on penalties. Actually, we don't know, though, do we? I'm assuming that. So
No, there was a penalty in the post matches that Arsenal played. I do think Saka did take the penalty in that game. So whether that's going to stick like that or we won't know until Arsenal get a penalty.
So your team's 4-4-2 at the moment.
Yes.
You've also got Neto in there, who does seem a very popular choice. We're not going to cover him too much. We spoke about Neto a lot. He seems like the most popular 5.5 million option. So yeah, is there any other things what you considered? Was there any 50-50 choices that were hard decisions, or were you just set on these 11 players?
Well, Neto is probably the least, I'll say, favourable one to have in my team because I don't know what to make of Neto. There was a bit of hype for Neto in drafts, but it's a play you can't really get rid of at 5.5 mil. And if you do, there's no really replacement for him either at that price. So he's kind of stuck there unless I downgrade someone. But
oh yeah, Neto is a good enabler, ain't he? At that price, there's not really anyone else. You could go with someone like a who else is at that 5.5 million option though? There's not much great options. So
no,
there's always that.
Yeah, it just seems the only choice really. I'm gonna have to stick with that choice because at the moment I'm quite happy with my team.
Okay, yeah, I like the look of it. To be fair,
I know it's going to be template, very template to begin with, but I think I want to start with that just to see how it does.
All right, fair enough.
We have got that extra wild card if need be.
Yep, Never Give Up FPL says like and subscribe, everyone. Yeah, for everyone that is just tuning in, guys, don't forget to like the video and also subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, shout out to Ibrahim, telling everyone to sub to us. So yeah, thank you for that. Because if everyone could sub, that will really support our channel and help it grow. So yeah, guys, get those likes up, and we very much appreciate that. Can we get to 400 subs before game week 1? That's our target. So let's see. Got another comment here from David. Says, I'm on 4-4-2 at the moment, but if Neto gets injured or is rubbish, then it's a disaster for a lot of Neto drafts, including mine. What would you do if Neto gets injured?
Well,
I was going to come on to Wissa. If Neto does get injured, could you go with Wissa of Brentford? Would you prefer to get him in instead of Neto if he was, maybe if Brentford had a good start to the season, if Wissa looked good?
Wissa is Crystal Palace.
No, Brentford.
Oh, Brentford. I honestly, I've never really looked at Wissa.
Yeah, you've not considered him, have you?
No,
I mean,
I've not considered
me personally, I think I just prefer Neto over Wissa because you look at Wolves' fixtures. If you could bring them up, Jordan.
Yeah.
If you bring up Neto's fixtures, he's got Leeds, Fulham, Tottenham, Newcastle, and Bournemouth. So apart from that Tottenham game, Wolves do have really good fixtures, and that's why I think a lot of people are going with Neto. Regarding Wissa, I think slightly tougher fixtures, and then someone also said Leon Bailey in the chat. Sherwin says Leon Bailey. I think Bailey is a good player, but the thing with Bailey is, you saw last season, he struggled to break into Aston Villa's first team. Now, Gerrard, is he going to play Bailey most games? I don't know. I think he is a bit of a rotation risk for me. I don't know if I would want to go there because I just don't know how much minutes he's going to get. Now, if I see he becomes a first team player for Aston Villa, it might change my mind and I might think Leon Bailey becomes a good option. But to start the season off with Leon Bailey, I think is a bit risky because I just think, is he going to start? You've got Buendia, they've got Coutinho, Danny Ings, Watkins. There's a lot of options that Gerrard has. And I know Leon Bailey came with a lot of hype, but I'm still yet to be convinced that Leon Bailey is a starter for Aston Villa. So that's my worry with him. But I have seen a lot of Bailey's been spoken about a lot, but I just think Neto is probably more nailed, better fixtures. And yeah, that's why I just prefer Neto at that 5.5 million, even though he is template and it will be pretty popular.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen Bailey in a few drafts now pop up, and I wondered.
Yeah, so 4-4-2 for you, pretty much. You're locked, or you're not locked in. Obviously, this is only our second draft,
Yeah,
so yeah, maybe things will change again. Closer to the deadline. I think 2.5 weeks away to the season starts. You'll probably decide. Your mind might change again. So we'll have to wait and
yeah,
see. For now, you're happy with your team. I'm assuming.
yeah. I'm happy. I'm more happy with the team, obviously, than my first draft now because I feel more comfortable having Jesus and Haaland up front rather than just having Haaland just in the forward position because I was playing 5-3-2 or 5-4-1 originally,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of want to spread it out a bit more, the formation, have a little bit more depth up front rather than just having Haaland. There's more of a variety of options, I guess, up front to
Okay.
play around with.
All right. So that's your team out the way, pretty much. So you're going with a 4-4-2. Now
Yeah,
let's bring up my team. So this is the team, guys, on the screen that you see. Let me just make it smaller. This was the first draft I think I ever did. So when the game came out, which was 2 weeks ago now, I think I
yeah,
just quickly did this team, and I haven't logged into FPL. A lot of people are tinkering around, aren't they? Changing their players and stuff. I don't really do that personally. I obviously read a lot and then do research on the players, but I don't like going in tinkering with my team too much. I just wait like to the end of the season. End of the season, sorry, start of the season. So I'll wait till the start of the season, maybe a week before, and then I start, fully checking what team and what players I want. So at the moment I've got a 5-4-1, so this is probably going to change. This was my thoughts about 2 weeks ago. So as you can see, I've got no Haaland. So I don't know if I want to keep that in there for that much longer because I feel like I need Haaland in my team. But we also had chats about Haaland v Kane, whether you know whether you could get Kane over Haaland. And a lot of people do like you know I've seen a lot of hype for Haaland, obviously, understandable, but I do like Harry Kane also. But let me guys show you what my plan is at the moment. So I've got the 5-4-1. My current thinking is to get maybe I'm not trying to copy Jordan, but getting Jesus and Haaland in. I don't know what's happened to my computer or the website. It's just decided to freeze on me. Can you see my screen, Jordan?
No, I cannot see
Let
your
me
screen.
refresh. Yep, there you
No.
go. It's just being very slow. I actually don't know why today. Sorry about this, guys.
That's all right. We've got a question from Brian who says, "What are your thoughts on?" I forget this acronym.
Walker. No, sorry, Ward
It,
Prowse.
that's it. Ward Prowse nailed on set pieces, something that's overlooked while people look at Martinelli or Rashford, for example.
You want me to take this one, or you want to take it?
Yeah, you can take this one.
Yeah. Okay. With Brian comment, I think with Ward Prowse. My thoughts on Ward Prowse is I'm not a big fan of him in terms of FPL. Now I know he's a great player. I do like um him as a player, but as an FPL player, I just think he relies a lot on penalties and set pieces, as you've mentioned. And I just think you know at that price, I know he's a decent player. I like him. It's just he's not got much open play. Go for it. You know what I mean? So he doesn't score much. From open play. He relies on penalties. He relies on set pieces. And I think with FPL, I just want a bit more open threat. But if I'm talking about Southampton, he's a decent option for Southampton, but they don't have great fixtures. So yeah, pretty much that's my opinion on him. Not much open goal threat. Too many reliance on penalties and free kicks. So that's just my thoughts on him. I know about Martinelli. I think Martinelli could become a steal if he gets nailed. I do like Martinelli a lot at that price, 6 million. Whether Arteta plays him or not is another question. I do like him though at that price. I also like Rashford at that price because 6.5 million. If he becomes nailed under Ten Hag, then maybe he becomes another option again. So we'll have to wait and see regarding that. But yeah, they could become cheap bargains if for their teams. That's just my opinion anyway. But yeah. Okay. So I don't know what's happened with my screen. It's still frozen, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not showing my forward line.
Yeah, the forward line's a bit missing.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know what's happened here. It's so hot today. I think my laptop's probably overheated or something. Not really sure what's going on. All right, there you go. I'm gonna share with you my team in a sec. Transfers. Yeah, Jordan, I'm gonna need you to bring your. You might need to bring it up. My laptop is just being so slow. I don't know what it is. It's never really happened before. So sorry about that, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
That's fine.
Hold on. Hey, Jordan, check your chat as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Hossam says new FPL site interface is much slower. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to it. Is it just me or probably is just my thing?
I think there's more of a struggle today due to the heat, though, for anything that's running, especially devices like laptops. Because I've currently got a fan on my one because it is really hot.
Yeah, I'm just boiling, so I'm putting my air purifier on. So yeah, let's see. But yeah, guys, yeah, let me bring up my team. Hopefully, yeah, I've managed to do it now. I'm gonna share my screen. There you go. There you go. There you go. Hopefully, you guys can see that.
Yep. So everything's there.
So you see the screen. Hopefully now. I've got Haaland up top. So for example, let's say I want to take Haaland out, and let's say I want to take Gale out as well. So rather than having 4.5 million, yeah, this is very slow. It's not even my Wi-Fi, so I might have to use it. You might have to use it for me, and I'll just tell you what players I want on your screen.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. All right, guys. Sorry about that. My laptop is just decided to die, and it's not working. So yeah, let's Jordan, you bring up the screen. I want to read some comments out.
Okay.
Man says he's a baked potato today. Yeah, tell me about it. It's so hot today. I'm just about getting to do the stream properly, and yeah, boiling. But we thought we'd get this video out for you guys today. And FPL Penguin also says hey in the chat. Shout out to him as well, FPL Penguin.
Welcome to the stream, Penguin. Nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Okay. So here's my screen.
Never give up. FPL says he feels sorry for all of us in this heat, and the temperature down there is 10 degrees, I assume. So yeah, he's just lucky for some. That's chilling. So yeah, let's put in the players that I definitely don't want. So if you take out I don't know, I want to play a 4-4-2, I think. All right, definitely take Tomiyasu, Vestergaard, and Perisic out for me for now. Even Cancelo. Right. let's put in someone like the Chelsea defense. So I want to put in James. So yeah, I do like James. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Chelsea defense, guys. Um, let us know what you think of the Chelsea defense because I've seen you've gone without Chelsea, haven't you? Like,
Yeah, I've completely gone without Chelsea in any position. Not even. I did consider having Mendy in goal, but it was just finding an extra 0.5 to put him in because obviously he's 5 mil goalkeeper.
yeah. Sorry, just some. If you guys, if anyone that is watching the stream, can you please be respectful in the chat as well, or we're just gonna block you guys. So yeah, if you don't be respectful in the chat, you just get blocked. So yeah, just put that out there because there's some accounts just spamming. So yeah, hopefully that's all sorted, guys. So sorry about that. But yeah, let's move on. Uh, yeah, if we put in James and Chilwell, which I do like, you know, um, I think. Do I want double Liverpool defense though? Because I do like Robertson as well, but then, like that will mean I have to take Diaz out.
I've seen it in a
Um,
few drafts, double Chelsea Liverpool. It's a sort of a popular pick.
all right, let's say for example, like I've got Haaland, I've got Jesus, I've got Neto, I've got Luis Diaz, I've got Salah, I've got Saka, um, I've got Andreas in there as well. Okay, what's the budget like at the moment? What have I got to play with?
You got
9 million.
9 million. Yeah.
Because the thing with that defense, I want a Man City player in there. Let's put someone like Diaz in for now. Or Laporte.
Oh, Laporte.
Maybe
Okay.
Laporte.
Laporte. He doesn't appear on the list. There we go.
Okay, we've got Laporte in there. The Laporte, yeah. I mean, we've got 4.5 mil left, haven't I? I think. Or
Oh,
was it
3
less
mil.
than 3 mil? Okay, so no,
Yeah.
that won't work. So if I take out Saka, I think Saka will have to go. I can't afford him.
So that leaves 11 mil in the budget.
Let's put in a 4.5 million defender. Maybe a Tomiyasu for now. Let's put Tomiyasu in. Yeah, I do like Tomiyasu at that price, 4.5 million. That could be Lewis Dunk at Brighton as well. That could be a couple players, to be honest. It could be Johnny. So that 4.5 million spot isn't locked in, but I know I'll have a 4.5 million defender, I think, because I do like that spot. It gives me a cheap option. I can put on the bench. I can also play. Or what does that leave me for the last midfield spot?
6.5.
See, that's what I was thinking. 6.5. But what's the options? Obviously, there's Rashford. There's Gomeresh at 6 mil. What are the options under 6.5?
Let's see. 6.5 options for midfield. So, well, let's change that. So you got Ward-Prowse, Trossard, Gallagher, Benrahma, Odegaard.
Okay,
Rodri.
for now, let's say I like Martinelli. Just I don't know if he's going to play much games. Like I can't have him in my team. Surely, is he going to start?
I mean,
I'm just not
as long
sure.
as you have a cover on the bench in case he doesn't start, then it might be okay to have him in just to see.
Well, I've got 6.5. I've got.
Yeah.
So it's a decent amount. I mean, I'm going to be a bit controversial. Maybe let's put Rashford in for now.
Okay.
Marcus Rashford in my team. Let's see how it looks.
You know what? I won't laugh at that because I almost was tempted to put Rashford in.
I don't know what you guys thoughts on Marcus Rashford. Let us know in the chat. Do you guys think Marcus Rashford is a decent option, or do you guys think that you're gonna wait and see with him? Because that was my original thinking with Man United, but they made a couple signings. Having a decent preseason. Am I being tempted? I know. Is it a trap? Is Marcus Rashford a trap? Let us know, guys. And also, don't forget to like the stream if you've just joined, and also subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're very close to 400 subs, and if we can hit that before game week 1, that would be very nice. All right, just go on make transfers for now. Let me just see how it looks on the screen, kind of thing. If I'm playing a back four, right? Or like put Chilwell in instead of So I got option. I got Tomiyasu on the bench. So I got Tomiyasu as a bench option, which looks quite good, So I'm not
Yeah.
really, if there is an injury with or the Neto doesn't play well or whatever, that does give me flexibility with someone decent on the bench. What do you make of something like this, Jordan? 4-4-2. You've got premium defense. Obviously I've not got Cancelo because that might be a worry to people.
Yeah.
So I've got Laporte to cover Man City. I've also got Neto, Rashford, Diaz, Salah, and up top I've gone Jesus and Haaland, which does seem very popular. But I've also gone double Chelsea at the back. I do like something like this, but I am actually tempted to take out Luis Diaz and have Robertson as my Chelsea pick. Robertson as my Liverpool pick. How would the draft look with Robertson in there?
Robertson. Who would you replace for Robertson?
Let's say one of the Chelsea boys, probably Chilwell.
Okay.
How would that look though?
Let's have a look.
We got to have a chat actually about Diaz or Robertson.
Oh wow, Diaz or Robertson?
Yeah, you definitely prefer Thing, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I definitely prefer Diaz. I just have a good feeling about Diaz. I don't know what it is, but
What's your thoughts? Obviously, because you're taking out James right now. What is your thoughts on the double Chelsea defense? Because obviously there are some shouts from Mendy as well.
Yeah,
someone said, "What about Mendy and having double Chelsea defense?" You're not a fan, are you?
No, because in my draft, I want you to put Mendy in as just to have a Chelsea player in my team, so I don't go without them. But I don't know. But I need to see what Chelsea do because I weren't too impressed in their pre-season games that I've seen them playing. I think even Reece James scored an own goal, which it doesn't matter about the own goal. It's just off-putting sort of thing because it's not something you want to see Reece James do pre-season.
All right, leave it out as it is. What if I upgrade my goalie? Let's see with the Mendy type draft. Obviously, I'm just doing this live, guys. I haven't actually picked my team, so this is just my first time making a second draft. So let's put Mendy in for now in goal. So he's 5 million, isn't he?
Yes.
I've got too many Liverpool players, obviously. So you've got to take out. You know what? Let's take out. Robertson because I do think I want Diaz in there, and then maybe do Chilwell back to Chilwell or James. Have both of them. So Mendy's in. Sorry, leave James in there again. Yeah, Mendy, James. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to do that. Actually, maybe I can have Edison in goal even, and have double City defense. Could go Edison, but that means me spending 5.5 on a goalie. Okay, if I've got Edison, Laporte, Trent, James, Chilwell, Tomiyasu, what does that budget look like though? Because I don't think I've 1 mil, find 1 mil somewhere.
Yeah, over 1 mil.
What if I downgrade what's his name, Rashford, to a 5.5? Who can I get 5.5?
Wissa, as mentioned in the chat, as they said.
Someone also says here, actually, sorry, never give up FPL says Aronson from Leeds is a punt at 5.5 mil. Kip Chapman, welcome to the stream. He says he thinks Robertson is a must. Brian also thinks I have Edison, but I think I inevitably will remove him for funds. Yeah, I don't know if I want to start with Edison. I don't. Obviously, I've got him in the draft right now. It's just he's very expensive. But guys, my thinking is, with the new rule changes that we get unlimited transfers for the World Cup, because we get basically another wild card, and I know I'm going to wild card early because I've got a wild card in November time. Maybe I can just get Edison in for the first 8 weeks, wild card, and then get in a cheaper goalie, and then we get to wild card again, for the World Cup. So that is my thinking at the back of my mind. Also, we will have an extra we basically have an extra wildcard chip, to get unlimited transfers. So that is my thinking. Maybe we could get Edison in, and then if it goes bad and we need to change our team, we could just play a wildcard, early one. So that is just a couple thoughts that I've had. So if I've got 5 million or 5.5, is it, Jordan?
Yeah, it's 5.5.
Let's see what the options are at 5.5, and I'll just pick one, and I'll go with that. I think I'm liking that for now. I'll probably change it again. I'll probably change the team again, tomorrow, as you always do, guys. Every day you think, oh, this looks better, and then you think, oh, maybe this player. There's not much great options at 5.5. Let us know, guys, who's the best 5.5 million pick.
I would personally say Ramsey from Aston Villa is probably the best.
I'm not a fan. I just think he's not a goal threat for me.
Yeah, he's like a Brownhill for Burnley sort of thing.
I think he's got more goal threat than him, but yeah, I know what you mean. He's a bit more of a defensive player, isn't he? So that is the thing with someone like Jacob Ramsey. I did like him last year at 4.5, but at 5.5, I don't know if I'm a fan. Gordon and at Everton. Now, a lot of people haven't considered Everton players. I don't think I'll go there anyway, but he's 5.5. Yeah, let's put in Aronson. Is that everything? Is that everyone? What's the ownerships like if we changed? Because obviously there's Fred. What's the team selected? Who's the most popular in people? I want to see what the template is in 5.5 mil.
Team selected by at 5.5. Why is it showing?
Yeah, because I can't. Because they're showing 4.5, 5.5 and below in it. So
yeah,
Elanga. Yeah, I just think Elanga's not going to get much game time though under Ten Hag.
Yeah, it all depends on plans he has for Elanga because he was originally liked by our previous manager.
Oh, Ragnick.
Yeah. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, of course.
There is Colback, who's
no,
I've seen
not a fan.
Not a fan, no.
Nah, I just think it's very hard. Obviously, there was someone chatting about Leon Bailey, and he's 5 million, I guess, if he plays. But that is a worry for me. Leon Bailey, I don't think he'll get much game time to start with. I've gone quite cheap in midfielder, haven't I? I've only got Salah, Diaz, and then Neto, and then it's pretty cheap in midfield.
Yeah.
What if I down? How much is what's his name? Diaz. He's 6 million as well, isn't he? Man City. The Diaz, the centre back. I think
Ruben Diaz.
Million. Yeah, Ruben Diaz.
Let's see. Ruben Diaz.
Get Ruben Diaz
Diaz
in.
is 6 mil, yeah.
All right, leave Diaz in instead because he's a bit more nailed over Laporte, I'd say. Still leaves me with that 5.5 million spot. That maybe get Aronson in from Leeds, actually. For now, just put him in there and we'll leave it at that. Guys, don't forget to also like the stream. If you're enjoying the type of content, drop a like. Also, share the video on your socials and also subscribe if you're new. Very close to 400 subs, as I mentioned. And we want to get there before game week 1. All right, if you confirm those transfers, Jordan.
Yeah.
I just want to see how it actually looks on the pitch.
Yeah, this is an interesting team.
All right, so Chilwell's going to play over Tomiyasu. Yeah. Maybe even Aronson, actually. Yeah, do I want... I don't really want Aronson starting, do I?
No, I would probably opt for Tomiyasu.
That's the thing, is Aronson, he will play games. It's just, if you bring up his fixtures, Leeds fixtures, they've got, it's not too bad. Wolves, Southampton, okay, Chelsea, then they got Brighton and Everton. And then Brentford as well. So the fixtures ain't too bad if he gets some game time. It's just, I'll have to think about that one because there are a few 5 million options. It's just, they're not great, really, to be honest.
So surprised at how many greens the Leeds have.
Oh, yeah.
For the team.
They've made a few good signings, haven't they?
Yeah. That's just weird how they've done the difficulty rating for Leeds despite their last season performance. It's interesting.
Kip Chapman says he really likes Edison, and if I absolutely have to drop a little funds, definitely going Mendy. He also likes Rashford at the price. Yeah, we mentioned Rashford. I did have him in my team until I took him out again. I guess we all have to watch all the preseason matches to get a few more answers. Yep, always.
Yeah,
And
always.
David Hamill says downgrade Tomiyasu to a 4 million defender, and you can get a 6 million mid.
Yeah, which is kind of what
Ego.
I'd done, but to get an 8 midfielder, I had to downgrade Johnny to a 4 mil defender.
Well, yeah, I could get Nico Williams in, have Nico Williams on the bench, which isn't the worst, and then I can get a 6 million mid, someone like a Gamerish. That's also a shout there. So, yeah, I can always do that, to be honest.
Yeah, Bruno Gomes is another interesting pick. He's not really highly owned by
He's
players.
quite highly owned, though, isn't he? What's his ownership like?
His ownership is average. I can have a look.
Yeah, take a look at that.
Let me just see on here, actually, just in the draft. Just replace Diaz for a minute.
Yeah, I see there's a lot of chat about Leeds on the comments, whether they're a good pick or not. It's interesting with Leeds because obviously last season they almost got relegated. So we don't really know how they're going to come back like. I think they'll be decent, but yeah, it's always interesting with those teams. You don't really quite know how they're going to kickstart the season. They could get a couple losses and then you already start regretting your moves, or they could do decent. All right, let's look at his ownership. What, 20%? Team
yeah,
selected
it's over 20%.
So
yeah,
it's quite high, but as you see his fixtures, there's a few greens in there as well. And Newcastle fans, I've spoken to a few Newcastle fans, and they're quite confident they could quietly have a good season. So obviously we know what Gamerish could do. We saw last season. Yeah, he's a good player. So I can see why people have gone onto him and why they'd want him in the team. So yeah, I think that's going to be my team for now. Actually, I don't know I don't know if I like it, to be honest. I think I preferred my old one. And I want to change. I just don't like Aronson in there. I just think I don't really want a Leeds midfielder. Is there anything I could do? Maybe I have to drop my goalie back down in it. Drop it to maybe Mendy. I don't know, but then I don't want triple Chelsea at the back. Who would I replace one of the defenders for? I really don't want obviously I don't want triple Chelsea at the back. No way.
No.
What would you do anyway with this team? Because obviously I don't want Aronson. I just put him in there for now.
If I could, I'd probably change Neto to Bruno Gomes for the extra 0.5 and then downgrade Aronson for a 4.5 midfielder. Just thinking who.
Downgrade Neto.
I mean, downgrade Aronson.
Oh, Aronson. Yeah. Now I'd want to upgrade him personally. So let's say I take the Edison out. Let's put Raya back in.
Okay.
If I put Raya back in, that will give me a lot of money. Another $1 million to mess around with and see what that would look like. All right, Raya's in. That gives me $1 million, and then take Aronson out. I can get 6.5, which is Rashford. Yeah, put Rashford in 6.5.
Rashford.
That could be Bruno Gomes. Rashford, I'm not so sure as well on Rashford.
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable with Bruno Gomes, if I'm honest.
But what's Rashford selected by percentage? Because he's quite highly owned as well, ain't he? Or not as highly owned as Gomes.
Like half the ownership of Bruno Gomes.
You know what? I'll probably change my mind tomorrow, but for now, let's leave Rashford in there. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, so I think I'm done for now.
So I make the transfers.
Yeah.
Right, transfers confirmed. And it always puts Chilwell on the bench.
Don't know why. Yeah, Tomiyasu's benched. That leaves me, option if one of the guys don't perform. There you go, guys. Hopefully, you guys think my team's decent. Let me know what you think of my team. This is the team I've gone with, 4-4-2. So Raya in goal. I've gone Trent, Diaz, James, and Chilwell in defense. I've gone with the 4 in midfield of Neto, Rashford, Luis Diaz, and Salah. And then up top, I've gone Jesus and Haaland. I also have a bench option. I've got Tomiyasu, who is a playing player. I've also got Andreas in midfield, who does play as well for Fulham. And then I think something like this looks fine. I think 4-4-2. I am leaning towards a 4-4-2 as the more I think of it. So at the start of when the game launched, I was pretty certain on a back five, but now I'm not too worried about going with the back four. I think it looks pretty good on paper, and I like the flexibility and the balance. Jordan, I'll let you take some comments.
Okay, where are we with the comments? Okay, we'll start with Kip Chapman. Here it says, I have a friend who's a diehard Leeds fan, and he's even saying stay clear and don't get sucked into their schedule.
Yeah.
So,
what do you make of that anyway?
I mean, as I said before, I'm shocked at the difficulty rating for Leeds in terms of teams that they've got being mostly green, despite what season they had last and how they finished. I don't think most of those matches are easy green for Leeds. I know they've made some decent signings so far, but I don't think they're going to have a good start to the season, honestly. But you never know. It might be surprising. These could come out fighting, all guns blazing, and have a great start of the season, but we have to see.
With me regarding Leeds, I think I'm not so sure on them as well. I don't know if they'll have a good season, but I do think if you do take a punt on a Leeds player, it could pay off because they are a type of team. They do usually score quite a few goals. I know they concede quite a lot as well, so we'll have to see. I'm not so confident on Leeds, if I'm honest.
Yeah, especially with his next comment that he mentions a lot of injury-prone players. Like we saw Bamford, who was out most of the season with injuries, constant injuries, and I don't know if Calvin Phillips as well was injured too in that.
Yeah, he missed a lot of games as well, didn't he?
Yeah, there's a lot of key players that Leeds were missing apart from Rafinha. He was only the really main guy that was sort of holding Leeds together. But now that he's gone,
he's going to be a big miss for Leeds.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge miss for Leeds, and interesting to see what happens with Leeds with his departing from the club. So, just trying to keep up with the comments.
Hold on, I've got some. We're just gonna skip some of them. There's that Haaland and Kane chat. Yeah. We'll quickly touch on that. What's your thoughts on that, Haaland v Kane?
I mean, in the postseason matches, watching Spurs play, I mean, Kane has been really good in terms of how he's been performing on the pitch in the friendly matches that Spurs have had so far. There is a bit of concern that Kane might do better than Haaland, as Haaland is obviously new to the Premier League. When, on the other hand, you've got Kane, who is naturally acquainted to the Premier League, or obviously what we've seen of Harry Kane, like last season, even though he had a bad start to the season that we've just had, mainly for reasons being because he wanted to leave, but he couldn't and had to stay at Spurs. But I think now that Conte has joined Spurs and there's more structure in the team, I do think Kane will have a better start of the season. So there is that too.
Are you worried though? Like, are you worried that let's say Kane has Southampton game week 1? If Kane bangs in a hat trick and we've got Haaland who's got West Ham away, there is that worry there. A lot of people have gone with Haaland. Are we forgetting how good Harry Kane is? He can easily score a hat trick game week 1, and we wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, easily. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if that happened. It's the same with Son. I mean, not many drafts have Son in it. The biggest concern is what you do when you don't have Son over, let's say, Salah, because there is that sort of concern too. I mean, if Salah doesn't...
Well, Salah's got Fulham at least. That is saving, people want to go Salah because of the fixture. But if you look at Haaland and Kane, if you look at their fixtures, one's got West Ham away for his first game, and then Harry Kane, proven in the Premier League, he has Southampton. Now, maybe we are sleeping on Harry Kane, even though he's not really like a player that is like under the radar. But Harry Kane, what's his ownership like?
Can have a little look. I do believe that a lot of people are going to use the trick of playing Kane in the first game week and then switching to Haaland in the second.
But the thing is, the thing with that switching to Haaland is this comment from Never Give Up. He says, then you have the issue with book transfers before the season even starts. So you already pre-planned um, Kane to Haaland. And the problem with that is, let's say in game week 2, you've already planned Harry Kane to Haaland, but then you get an injury somewhere else, or there's someone that scores a hat trick in game week 1 and you like the look of, you want to jump on that bandwagon. You can't really do it because you'll have to take a hit, because having book transfers, but having book transfers, it means you've planned ahead, and that's a mark of a good manager. But you've also got to be flexible if something pops up and you need to change your strategy, and maybe there's an 8 million midfielder that you want to bring in. I don't know, guys. Let us know in the comment. Are you starting with Haaland, or are you starting with Kane with the mind of switching to Haaland with a book transfer, in game week 2? Because I want to know what people's thoughts are on that, because it is a big debate.
It's pretty crazy because Bruno Guimaraes is more owned than Harry Kane is.
Well, there you go, guys. Bruno Guimaraes is more owned, or higher owned, than Harry Kane. I don't know if that's mad, but I guess it is because of the Haaland Kane thing. You can't have both, really, unless you want to go with the premium draft. But as we saw with 3 premiums, you do make quite a few sacrifices. We've also got Never Give Up says, hit the like button and subscribe, and he'll promise to stay away from Leeds players. Yeah, guys, everyone, if you could hit the like and subscribe, as always, would appreciate that a lot. Yeah, Jordan. So are you not worried about that then? The Haaland thing. Sorry, the Kane. If Kane outscores him, game week 1, and you're already kind of behind. If that happens,
I don't think I'll be quite behind, because if we look back at Kane's ownership, it's not really going to hurt if he has that ownership at 19% compared to Haaland. On the other hand, let's say it's the other way around, and you don't have Haaland in your team, and he does get a hat trick, and then Kane doesn't. Then if we just look at Haaland's ownership, his is over 60%.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see how much that would hurt if the tables were switched around in that perspective.
Yeah, that's also one thing we've got to keep in mind, guys, because if you don't go with Haaland, and let's say Haaland does very well against West Ham and you don't have him, at 60% ownership, what he's at right now, that could also put you to a bad start to the season. So it could go both ways. But one thing I do think, like, if you do get that right, if you make that decision right, it will give you a great start to the season, obviously, because I think a lot of people have gone with Haaland. And if someone went with Harry Kane and it paid off, you'd have a really good start, I think, because not many people will have Haaland. I don't think have Kane over Haaland. But that's one thing I think is interesting to see. I think that's a bit of a interesting one for me anyway, to watch out on how Harry Kane and Haaland do in game week 1. We've got some comments coming in from David's Football and Talk and Games. He asks us if we have a league code. Yeah, I've got to shout this out, guys. So we do have a mini league code. The code is on the screen right now. It's B54P68. If you do want to join the league, the code is on the screen. Also, guys, in the link in bio, we do have an auto link. So if you just click that link, it will automatically join you into our league. So please do join our league and see if you can win the inaugural FPL Duo League. I know last season we started kind of halfway, so this is the first full season of the FPL Duo League. So let's see who is the first winner. And yeah, guys, do check that out. So link in bio, and also an auto join link. We're trying to get as many people on that as possible.
And thanks for all those that have joined the league so far. There is way more than what we had last season too. So thank you for joining, and good luck to all of you this season in the league.
Yep, I agree. Thank you. And thank you for everyone that has joined the league. We have quite a few people in there now. Also, got all sports fan Adam. Any Arsenal fans in the chat? Where will Zinchenko be primarily utilized? Nailed. Or I'm not an Arsenal fan myself, but I think he'll play pretty much every game. I think I know they've got Tierney, but he's a big injury issue for them, isn't he? Like, he comes back, he plays a few games, then he always gets injured. So I think I think with Tierney, he's not very reliable, is he? So now they're signing Zinchenko with 30 million, which is quite a big sum of money for Arsenal as a left back. And I think, yeah, I think if he's fit, he's going to play. I know he's quite versatile as well, could play on the left in midfield. But yeah, man, I think he'll play most games, if I'm honest. I think he's a good signing as well for Arsenal if they can get it over the line, and could be
Yeah,
even a decent FPL option.
it's a good link as well with Gabriel Jesus, who was in the same club as Zinchenko too. So
Mm.
there's that relationship between the two of them.
Yeah, there you go. That's a shout. Jesus and Zinchenko. They've signed the two City players, haven't they? And then,
Yeah,
yeah, it looks good for Arsenal. I think I expect them to have a good season. That's why I do think you should have at least one Arsenal attacker in your team. But yeah, if you could take the Haaland graphic off again, Jordan,
yeah.
and just show the team we've got at the moment. Um, yeah,
Should I go to
that's the team, guys.
I'll go to
Uh,
the pick team so that's more
yeah, so you can
clearer.
actually see what the team is.
Yeah.
So that is my team, guys. Hope you guys think the draft is decent. Let me know your thoughts and your comments. Also, drop a comment in the chat. Let me know what you think of this draft. Be honest. You know, obviously, we all agree, disagree, as long as we keep it respectful in the chat. 442. You've got Ben Chilwell in there. Yeah. Tomiyasu is also on the bench, guys. So, you know, you've got an option as well with this draft. So let us know in the chat whether you like it or not, what you'll change. Because it has Rashford in there as well, which is a bit different. I know that won't be a popular pick with some people because Rashford is an interesting one. Some people that love him and think he could be a gem, and then other people I've seen I just completely think no, I'm not getting him in after what he did last season. Kip Chapman says Diaz or Laporte.
Ooh,
Um, what do you think? Because I think probably Diaz, just for nailed. I know Laporte
yeah.
could get rotated. I know Man City, they're not going to buy a centre back, are they? Because Aki's ended up staying, so maybe they both become good options. Because if Man City bought another centre back, then I would go with Diaz. Just because I think he'd be nailed. But at the moment, I think either way is good. Laporte's got a better attacking threat. Diaz, yeah, he's just more nailed for me. So I'd probably go Diaz slightly.
Yeah, I'll probably go DS to start with just to make sure. Just because it is a little bit more risky going with Laporte.
Because they
As
got
Huss
Stones as well,
mentioned.
haven't they? So
Yeah.
we're forgetting about Stones. So
Yeah, you got Stones too. It all depends if, let's say, Stones gets injured, then Laporte becomes more nailed. But for now, I'll probably stick with Diaz instead.
yeah. We've got some comments from Penguins and CDM maybe. Oh, I think he's talking about Zinchenko. Well, possibly. I mean, they got Partey there and stuff as well, so we'll have to see. Brian says have to get Cancelo in there, in my opinion. Yeah, I love Cancelo as well, but the budget fitting him in is quite hard. Also got a comment here from Reese says love the Rashford choice. Says there's one that likes Rashford. Um, so there you go. Never give up FPL. Thinks draft looks good. Can't argue with that. The question is when you put players in just because their price, no price is good if a player fell. Yeah, that's also true. Maybe I am putting Rashford in because he's cheap or Neto. I just think Rashford. I think a lot will depend on Man United if they can perform this season because I expect Rashford to play. Um, Obviously, my mind might change. Like if Man United decide to buy a striker or an attacking player that's going to come straight into their team, then maybe I might change that Rashford pick. But for now, we know Ronaldo. Is he gonna stay? It doesn't look like he wants to be there. So Sancho is going to play on the right. It looks like he's played a lot of preseason games on the right. Maybe Rashford plays through the middle or down the left. But yeah, I hear the concerns as well.
I mean, Manchester United did make an interesting transfer of Ericsson from
Mm.
Brentford. So maybe if Ericsson has the same effect as he did at Brentford for Man United, maybe that changes things. Maybe Rashford becomes more of a viable option.
Yeah,
Maybe we
maybe
bring,
even Ericsson himself at 5 million is he at? It could become a decent option because
yeah,
we've
there's
maybe
that too.
underlooking someone like Ericsson. I don't know, but yeah, Rashford at 6.5 could be a good bargain. Like he could be a gem if as always, Man United have a good season because we don't know. Last season they struggle a lot. David says both drafts are looking pretty even, so it should be a good mini battle between the two of you. Yeah, me and Jordan, obviously, we're still in the league ourselves, so
Yeah.
we'll have to see how we do. But if you guys think you could, finish higher than us, join the mini FPL Duo Mini League, and then let's see, guys, if you can. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there, that will probably beat us. But yeah, let's see. It should be a good season, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Kip says, do you like 5 at the back at all, or leaning more towards 4 like your current draft? I did like the 5 at the back, but as we get closer to the deadline, I do like the 4 because it gives you a bit of flexibility if you want to change. That's just I think it just gives you slight flexibility. I've also got Tomiyasu on the bench, and I just like having that bench option with the 5 at the back premium. You kind of scrimping on the bench, but tomorrow I might change my opinion. All sports fans says great team. I got quite a few the same thoughts on Ericsson as a different option to Ashford. Yep, we just discussed Ericsson. He could be decent. Sinchenko worth a differential choice. We've spoke on him as well. Yep, we think he could be decent as well. But yeah, I'll let you take the next comment, Jordan.
Brian says, I'm struggling with a 5 at the back to get an 8 mil midfielder.
Yeah, you could take that one.
I mean, it depends, Brian, who you've got in the 5 at the back, because in my first draft, I had Johnny, Trent, Cancelo, and who else did I have?
You had the Chelsea guy, Perisic.
Yeah, Perisic and Tomiyasu at the back. And I managed to fit in 1 8 midfielder who was Kulusevski.
Yeah, you have to have at least 1 4.5 or yeah.
Yeah, you kind of need at least 1 4.5 or 4 mil defender at 5 at the back if you want to fit in an 8 mil midfielder because of the budget, you can't really fit in 8 midfielder if you have a 5 at the back without a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm also assuming he's got Jesus and Haaland, so that's why as well. You'll have to probably downgrade one of them, which you probably don't want to do. So that means you'll have to get a 4.5 defender.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I had to do to get an extra 8 mil midfielder is to downgrade Johnny, who I did in this draft, to Vestergaard, who I will change to Nico Williams after this video.
All right, Jordan, I'll let you quickly take the last couple of comments and then we're going to wrap the stream up for today.
Yep. Got a comment here from, I hope I say this right, Kuanda. I will play 3-5-2 or maybe 3-4-3. I haven't seen many of those formations.
I don't like the back three this year. I just think there's too many good defenders and too much value in defense to play a back three. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that because if your 3 at the back is probably Trent, Cancelo, and maybe a Chelsea or Arsenal player in the back, I'm assuming, you're going to have 5 midfielders and 2 up front. I don't know.
It could work.
It could work.
I've not seen it much.
Yeah, I would prefer 3-5-2 over 3-4-3. We've got All Sports fan Adam says, only difference is I got Cash, Ericsson, Martinelli, Cancelo, Alisson, Zinchenko instead of Raya, Chilwell, Diaz, Rashford, Tomiyasu.
Okay. So yeah, quite similar teams. I'm just going to get the next comment out. But yeah, hopefully we've covered most of the stuff in there. All Sports fan says, great stream, guys. Hoping you win FPL and United are relegated. What a deal that is.
Oh.
Well, Jordan won't hope that because he's a United fan, but I wouldn't mind as a Liverpool fan.
That would be the lowest point in my whole entire life to see Man United relegated from the Premier League.
Nah, I think Man United will be decent next season. Well, let's see. Obviously, they made a few signings. They should improve, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see, guys. That has been the stream for today. But yeah, thank you for your comment, All Sports. I just want to say thanks for everyone that has commented on the video today. It's been a great chat. Thanks for everyone that has liked. If you guys haven't liked the video already, please like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're very, very close to 400 subs, and if we can get that before game week 1, that would be amazing. We just want to say thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the content, you know what to do, guys. Drop a like, and we're gonna wrap the stream up here, and we hope to see you on the next video, probably sometime end of this week. We will be back, but not long to go now, Jordan. FPL is gonna start again. How excited are you now?
I get more excited as the day comes nearer to FPL and football returning to our TV screens. It's going to be an exciting season with all the new transfers that have happened, especially big transfers. And yeah, it's going to be a good season. I can't wait to improve my rank this season of fantasy now that I have a better understanding and knowledge of fantasy, as this is my second season.
Fully playing it, I guess.
Yeah, fully playing it, as I did play half the season beforehand.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that's it from us today. That's it from the FPL Duo. We hope to see you guys again on the next video. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take care.